Greetings, gentlemen. Enjoying the tunes? I hope so. Just sitting here, little Thursday night football, Ravens, Dolphins. Mildly entertaining game, nothing crazy. Got my candle in the background. Got a little red here, a little Pinot Noir that Whit was gracious enough to share with me, which is very nice of her. Got some flowers and everything, and just having a nice, quiet Thursday night, watching a little football and having something to drink. I apologize for not for not getting a video up last week, and really the reason for that was I was not really feeling that well last weekend to get the video up. And I'm gonna come right to the point, boys. If the song didn't give it away, I mean, just every night for the past 5 nights I've been coming home, putting this ice pack beast on my ball sack. Because last Friday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was flat on my back on a table with a blue sheet over my face and 3 people standing around my ball sack with a scalpel, severing my vas deferens. And so there you have it. The seed stays put. I will not be spreading any more seed at this juncture. I had the big V last Friday. I was flat on my back all weekend. Whit took great care of me. I just rotated ice packs and frozen organic corn, whatever I could find in the freezer, and I literally was upright for maybe an hour all weekend. And I'm on the mend, feeling better. I'm feeling a little more feminine now at this point, obviously. I'm preferring wine, and I have a Yankee Candle going, and it's a change, but I think it's for the better. So let's get into Week 8 fantasy football, shall we? Let me have a little sip of this Pinot first. It goes down pretty smooth. I don't know why anyone would drink beer or hard alcohol. Wine is so good. All right, here we go. So Week 8, welcome to Week 8 fantasy football. Again, I apologize for no video last week, but it would not have been entertaining. I just skipped it. I was just lazy. Lots of good performances last week, though. Only 2 teams under 100 points. I like to see that. Everyone's bringing the heat. Halfway through the season, people are starting to get a little antsy. Are they going to make the playoffs? So, good week last week. This week, JP and Halim, you need the W, boys. Halim, if you don't win this week, I'm pretty sure you're done. You got to run the table anyways. But, still keep fighting the good fight. Don't unload your players to anybody. That's collusion. Don't listen to any trade offers that they have. JP, if you can get a win this week, you can hang around because there's enough 3-4 and 4-3 teams that you can do it. But you got to get that W this week. And still plenty of time for any of the 3-4, 4-3 teams to move either way. And honestly, there's not that much separation even between Max and Robbie and some of the guys at the top. All of a sudden, they go on a 3 or 4 game losing streak, and we've got a cluster in the middle of the standings. So, excuse me, the wine kind of catches up with you there. Plenty of time for everybody to make moves. All right, so I put on the page earlier in the week, Battle of the Beefcakes. This is the only time this season that we're going to have G-Man versus Angel. Who's more beefcakey? This is a great matchup. The projected points are good. The only thing right now is that Gerard does not have a tight end in. Martellus Bennett's on a bye this week. Gerard, friggin' get on the waiver wire. Do something to make this a little bit closer. I mean, as close as it is. So that's the matchup of the week. Let's get after it. So here we go. Gerard versus Angel. So Gerard is rolling out Matt Stafford. Yeah, the highest paid player in all of the NFL. For what reason, I don't know. I mean, yeah, he gives them a chance to win, but I don't know. I don't understand. I mean, he's good, yes, but they're never going far. His best attribute is probably his smoke show of a wife, and that's probably it. So, but he's coming out. He's got a tough matchup this week. He's going to sling it. We know that. Let's pull some stats. He's only played the Steelers one other time, 2013. They lost 27-37. He threw it for 362 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was 19 of 46, horrible 42% completion percentage. I envision something similar. He's going to chuck it for yards. He's going to have a pick or two. He's going to get sacked. Steelers are coming on with sacks, one of the best in the league right now. But he's going to get you some points, around 20, 22 points. We'll do all of Gerard's team first. Then he's rolling out McCoy and Hunt. Solid running back combo here. McCoy finally getting some touchdowns last week. Going against a soft Oakland defense, so I like that. I think he has another reasonable week, maybe 14 points. Hunt, he's got a tough matchup. His production's really dropped off over the last couple of weeks. He was in the 20s and 30s. Now he's more in the teens. He's consistent, but he's not quite the heavy hitter. People are figuring him out a little bit more. I still think he's golden for 14 to 16 points. Amari Cooper, breakout game finally last week. I know Gerard was really pushing for that top score of the year, but couldn't quite get there. Obviously, Cooper's not dropping a 50 spot this week, but I'm putting him in like that 12 to 14 point range. I think he comes back to earth a little bit this week. Keenan Allen, he's 5th in the league in targets, but his production just sucks. There's a lot of options for the Chargers. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not getting the points to represent how many targets he's getting. In New England's defense, I know everyone's been throwing for over 300 yards, but they're looking a little bit better. They're starting to click at the right time. I don't think it's just a gimme that Rivers is going to have his way with the Pats this weekend. So Allen, temper your expectations. Like I said, Gerard, you don't have a tight end in there. Get on it. Put a tight end in there. DeAndre Hopkins in your flex. Tough matchup on the road at Seattle. 10 points maybe. I mean, he's probably going to catch 4 to 6 balls, maybe 50 to 80 yards. I don't think he gets in the end zone. Tough place for the wide receivers. Chiefs D, I like that play. Broncos, Trevor Siemian is really not looking good. I think the Chiefs have their way with the Broncos. And Will Lutz on the Saints, he's probably good for a 10 spot. Moving on to Angels team. Just watching the game here. Was that Buck Allen in there? Collins. I got Buck Allen going against Amon this week. Let's see here. So Angel rolling out Drew Brees. Angel's heavy on the Saints this week. 3 players on the Saints going. Drew Brees has been underperforming. Chicago D is on the rise. They're looking better. But I still think Brees probably outperforms Stafford by a little bit, maybe 22 points or so. Then he's rolling out Mark Ingram and Doug Martin. Mark Ingram, 2 big games recently. I think he continues that trend, 15, 17 points. Dougie Martin is a solid RB2. He's not going to have the breakout games, but he's going to consistently get you that 10 to 15 points, I think, which is kind of what you want out of your RB2 spot, and I think he does that again. It's a tough divisional game. If we look at Doug Martin's history versus the Panthers, he's had 6 games against them, 3 home, 3 on the road. Home, 210 yards, 1 touchdown. On the road, 292 yards, 0 touchdowns. He's averaging 2 to 3 receptions and maybe 10 to 30 yards. So he's not great against the Panthers. I mean, he's averaging well around 80 yards or so and no touchdowns. So that puts you around that 10 to 12 point range if he catches a couple balls. So I don't expect huge things out of him. And can we just say how much of a whiny ass bitch Cam Newton is? Oh my God, I can't stand him. All right, I just had to say that. I may have just essentially been castrated. Still more of a man than Cam Newton. Good Lord. Let's see. Next, solid wideouts. Antonio Brown and Des Bryant for Angel. Antonio Brown's going to have a nice game. Martavis Bryant just been whining too much, benched his ass. So I think Antonio gets, 10 to 12 catches probably. And Des, solid wide receiver too. For having Antonio Brown in the first spot, he's going to get you 14 to 16 points. He's got 4 touchdowns now. He's coming on. Angels got Safarian Jenkins on the Jets, who's been very consistent last 3 weeks, averaging 10 to 14 points. I think he does that again. That's a nice pickup, Angel. Then probably the most questionable spot for you is Tyreek Hill. Really boom or bust. 30 points or 7. There's no middle ground with him. He's averaging 4 to 5 balls a game, which is fine. But man, he's boom or bust. You can't depend on him. Then we've got Saints D. Never thought I would say that Saints D is a decent play, especially when Rob Ryan was there, but they're looking okay. It's a decent matchup, not great. But I think you could do worse. That's fine. Gano will kick some extra points. Um, so at the end of the day, without Gerard having a viable tight end in there, that will change it a little bit, but I don't think it changes my outcome. Going with the champ, I think Angel takes it. I've got it at 125 to 109 right now without Gerard having a really viable player in there at tight end. I just think Angel's got too much firepower with the two wideouts and the running backs. I just think they get it done. So that's my prediction. Week 8, Buck Allen ripping off another run. Yes, keep doing it. Give him the rock. I'll get the video up. Have a great weekend, boys. I'm on the road in Connecticut visiting some friends who just had their third baby. I'm not trying to do that. That's where I just did what I did last Friday. So we're going to be on the road, so I want to get the video up early. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the games. I will catch up with you boys next week. And, yeah, take it easy. Peace out. I'll see you on the message boards. And let's see who's starting to rack up the money, boys. Really distributing the top wins across the board here. Can he get a third week in a row and just start banking that cash? We'll see. Later.